Hello, and today I'm here with Mihai, who's going to do a little interview with us for this podcast, just to tell us a little bit about what he does and how he does it. So, hello, Mihai.
Hello. Hi,
Hiya there.
Mark.
So, thanks very much for agreeing to come on. Tell me, what is it that you do, and how do you do that?
In a nutshell, I help people who have been affected by trauma to reconnect with themselves and to heal from within.
Okay,
And the way I do it, I use several NLP and hypnosis techniques according to each case, and I have a very high success rate.
good, good. So, how did you get into this line of work?
Well, I have over 20 years of experience dealing with people in crisis and distress. I have been volunteering for several lines, including the new uh, suicide line that has been launched in North America, both in the States and Canada. And dealing with these people, you see that um, sometimes, not always, sometimes they are looking for fixes. They even tell you, I think I had people like only after 1 or 2 minutes of saying I'm feeling like this and like that, asking, so fix me, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do is the go-to phrase. And that's an approach that cannot work. Regardless of our qualifications, we are not mind readers, and it's not our duty as therapists to be able to fix somebody. So rather than going on that route, I'm trying to work with people who are willing to do the work. This is how I would put it in a nutshell. Do the work to change their situation and to improve their lives.
That sounds really interesting. Yes, we see a similar thing with anxiety, in that people come in and just think you can just fix them. But it's a case that we need to do that self work to move forward. And it's funny how people have that opinion that you go to a therapist who's just going to fix them. But what I like from NLP is that it's within us, we have to do that work. And
Right.
do you find there's some clients who come in with that attitude who just don't want to do the self work?
Uh, not really. I mean, yes, we may have a discovery call or something like that, and I try very gently to explain how this is supposed to work. And if that changes their mind and they are ready to do the work and to do the change, then we can work together. Otherwise, I would just tell them that they're not ready and maybe it's better to look for somebody else. It's different on the lines because on the lines I don't do the same kind of intervention. Whatever happens there, it's something to do with the person's safety.
Right.
And whatever I infer from their story, it's not something that I would use in a therapeutic sense because it's not the proper context. But I still understand their story. But my task on the line is to make sure the person is safe. My interest as a hypnotist is to work with the person deeply, and that's why if they are not ready for that work, then it's better to wait or to look for somebody else. If they are, and if their readiness is like almost to a threshold, yes, I will definitely work with them.
Good,
You
good.
can see both kind of situations.
And when you talk about trauma, is there a specific type of trauma that you niche in?
Uh, Not necessarily, but lately I've been working with adoption trauma, which is significant because it's affecting the adoptee. It's affecting the birth family, and it's affecting the adoptive family. And as far as the adoptee goes, much of that trauma is pre-verbal, So basically, they have been given away. And back in the old days, this was a well guarded secret, and people were in their 40s or 50s when they were finding out they were adopted. They were not born into the family that raised them, and that was a huge shock. Can realize that, like what else is a lie in my life. That was very traumatic. And we have learned better, and children are told from a very young age that they came into that family by adoption. Actually, I'm an adoptive parent myself. So, with that, the question that comes to the adoptee's mind is, was I not good enough? Why did I have to be given away? There was something wrong with me. And we know that with young children, whatever bad thing happens in the family, they blame it on themselves. They think there must be a reason. So that's the root cause for unworthiness, for being a people pleaser, and that can evolve in more serious ways after that in life. And again, healing that kind of trauma involves more than one party. It's also the adoptive parents, it's also the birth parents that suffered trauma, and dealing with that, it's something that's very rewarding.
I bet, yeah. It sounds like that's one of the most rewarding things you could do in life is
Yeah,
help
absolutely.
people in those situations. Because yes, I'd never thought of that. You suddenly realize you've been adopted, and there must be so much going through the mind when that happens.
Oh yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you mentioned that you use NLP and hypnosis. I'm also trained in those, and I find it fascinating.
yes,
How effective do you find those are as tools?
it's very effective. It's very effective. I had, for example, this phobia client that has been living with fear of heights or all of her life, and she finally decided to get rid of it, and it took only one session. And after that, I received a picture several months later, actually, a picture from a gondola at a very high height, and she was smiling and she was really happy, never thinking about anything other than enjoying her trip. Things like this are very rewarding. We know that smoking cessation is also one session. There's many issues that can be dealt with very quickly because it's a mind shift that operates on the spot. In other cases, you need more than one session. And I actually, in general, unless it's phobia or smoking cessation, I tend to go with a package because you discover things
Mm.
as you go through, and you are able to help the person in more than one way, and that's something that is very useful for myself and for the client.
Yeah, yeah. And it's amazing. I don't know if you get the same experience. We see a lot of clients who've spent a lot of time going through a lot of traditional type of therapies.
Yes,
And they spend years. We've had some people spend 20
right.
years going through different things. And then
Yes,
they come to us and we use NLP and hypnosis. And the speed of the change, of the transformation, I find is really amazing. Do you find the same sort of thing?
yes. And unfortunately, being hypnotists is it's we're kind of the last resource. I've tried everything, and now
Mhm.
I'm going to try even this, and to their surprise, it's much more effective. Yes, because in much of the talk therapies, and I'm not criticizing anybody, it has to be slow, right? The person talking about their problems, they're slowly but surely forming a new understanding, but that takes time. That's really, yeah, the time that takes, it's just too much for reasonableness. Like, yes, you're very right. It's sometimes years, or it's sometimes, and I know people who have been in therapy for 20 some years, and now they go every other week.
Yes.
It's like a maintenance kind of thing. Okay, so what happened in the meantime? Oh, this and that, and how do we link with what was done before? And but yeah, taking years literally.
Yeah. So what attracted you to NLP and hypnosis?
I was impressed by the effectiveness, and I knew that some of these techniques are able to bring quick change in people's lives, and not only quick change, but bring profound change in people's lives.
Yeah, it's really powerful stuff. It just helps so many people. And I just wish it was taught in schools and universities
Yeah,
because it's got such a
yeah, for
range of
sure.
tools within it.
Yeah, and we like the proof is so 75 years old. Like the American, the British, and the Canadian boards of medicine, they recognize hypnosis as a legitimate modality in the 1950s. So
Yes,
yeah, it's a complex picture as to why it's not being applied more widely, but that's what it is right now.
it is. It's a shame because we've got a huge health service in the UK called the NHS, and
Yes,
I do get confused as to why hypnotherapy isn't available on the NHS because it's got to be much quicker than going through years of CBT or counselling.
right.
Um,
Yeah,
and that it is a
yeah, and
little bit.
I don't know about the NHS, but here it depends on jurisdiction.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's quite strict even with using the word therapy and all of that. So yeah.
So, what are the common challenges you find that your clients face until they sort of find somebody like you?
Uh, they, yeah, having tried everything, it's the most common one, and I guess they don't see us as a first resource. They see us as a last resource,
Yeah.
and that's one thing that it's usually taken a long time before they consider, because it's kind of the other modalities, not traditional medicine. The other issue is readiness. Usually the people who say fix me, tell me what to do, they're not really ready to change, because the inner work is difficult. It sometimes it's done in one session, but some other times you need more sustained effort and more sustained determination and readiness. So I usually discuss in terms of, okay, on a scale from 0 to 10. When 0 you have no issue, and 10 is absolutely unbearable, you cannot imagine it any worse. Where are you? And anything below an 8, it's not really the proper readiness. If people are at, say, an 8 or a 9, yes, that's something that I would work with. If they answer yes, I I often ask the question, okay, can you make it worse? And people are shocked, like, why would I make it worse? No, just as a mental exercise. Can you make it worse? And the answer is yes, absolutely. And that gives me the opportunity later on to say, okay, if you can make it worse, then you can also make it better. So it's a it's just a perk, so to say, to give and allow them to begin to realize the power of the unconscious mind.
That's right. That's right. And how do you feel when you work with these people and you get such amazing results?
It's very rewarding. It's really uh, yeah, like getting people who are in a deep state of suffering feel better, and realized that in that session they had a shift in how they perceive their problem, and that yes, they achieved an amazing result. It's something that goes beyond any other type of reward. The fact that you have generally helped a person, and in 30 minutes or so you were able to bring major change in somebody's life. It's very rewarding.
Yeah, it's a lovely thing to be able to help somebody, and
Yeah.
as a career. And I've done various different things over the years, but one thing I found is helping people is the most rewarding thing you can do.
Yes.
It works in such a nice way, and I can't think of a better thing to do in life, actually.
Exactly.
It's really good.
Yes.
So, as a therapist, and you're sitting there working with people with problems all the time, do you find that affects your mental health?
Uh, I'm usually able to, because it's a moving interface, so to say. It's an interplay. It's a psychodynamic loop, as we very well know. So I usually am able to keep the proper balance between involvement and over involvement, and I'm usually able to do that. But I also do meditation. I also do self hypnosis, and it made a difference in my life before I was even working with clients, because obviously, like, you learn these techniques that do work, so why wouldn't you apply them for yourself in your own life? And that's something that I've been doing ever since I learned these techniques. So no, I would say it's not a major problem for me.
Good, good. Yeah, it's a regular question I get from clients, and when I try and explain the benefits of seeing people getting better, seems to
Oh yes, oh
dissolve
yes, no,
the hours of sitting there listening to people's problems. It's quite
absolutely,
nice, and definitely,
absolutely.
I totally agree with self hypnosis. It was one of the best things I ever learnt, and something I do on almost a daily basis. It's just such a powerful little tool. And again, teaching that to people is a really good little part of the work that we do. It's just, I think if you can just spend 5 minutes a day in self hypnosis, it's a lovely place to be.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you could go back to a younger version of you and could give yourself one tip for looking after your mental health, what would that be?
Learn hypnosis sooner.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. I would have liked to be in this line of work from earlier times, but I'm very happy with where I am right now.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I only started sort of seeing clients just over 10 years ago, despite learning a lot of this stuff as a teenager. And I just wish that
Oh,
I'd taken those courses much, much earlier because it's such a good thing to work with and to see the benefits. And yeah, it's just it's quite crazy today that you can't take NLP or hypnosis in any universities in the UK.
oh, you cannot, huh?
No, I think years ago you could go and get a degree, but usually you have to go and sort of take the training privately and do it. But it's, yeah, I think almost everybody I've met in the therapy world just wish they'd got into it an awful lot sooner.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then other
and
than,
the
sorry,
clients are saying the same. Like, it's so powerful, and it brought such a significant change. Like, why didn't I knew about it before? Yeah, I guess it's something that will catch up eventually, but it's still
yeah,
not there yet.
it does seem to be becoming a lot more popular. I'm seeing a lot of hypnosis students coming in to see me lately. And I
Oh,
think,
excellent.
and I don't know if you went down the same route, but a lot of people get into NLP and self hypnosis to help themselves.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah. I don't know if there's studies like who does what with that knowledge, but it's definitely worth spreading and advocating for.
good, good. Well, that's been absolutely most interesting, Mihai. Whereabouts could people find you if they were looking to have a chat or maybe work with you?
My website is the best place. It's innerthoughtquest.com. It's one word.
That's
So
good. That's good.
that's the best way to
And
get in
is
touch.
most of your work by video call now, or is it face to face?
Most is done by video call. Yes, yes, it's very effective. It's yeah. I mean, in the classical way of meeting people in person has some advantages, but I would say 95% without hesitation, the benefits are the same if you do an online session.
And did you find that sort of really shifted during COVID and lockdown?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, in the sense that people are more they're not spooked. Like, why should we do this online and not in person? Yeah, definitely.
That's it. Good, good. Well, thank you so much for that. That's been really interesting. I'm sure your clients are getting a major benefit out of this because I know you're very passionate and very caring when it comes to this sort of thing. So, yes, remember, please, folks, innerthoughtquest.com is where you can find me. Hi, and thank you so much for that. Hopefully, we can do another one of these in the future.